Hello everyone, I am Adrija Bandyopadhyay and today I am going to start a very exciting chapter which is Introduction to Machine Learning. So for the machine learning thing, we have to learn Python first. So it's better if you check the Python module as well. And agenda of this video will be learn some Python libraries which are pandas, numpy, seaborn and matplotlib. Then we will learn about data preprocessing, dimensionality reduction, linear regression, multiple linear regression, logistic regression, classification, clustering, association, reinforcement learning, deep learning, probability, application of machine learning in information security, and at last we will do a live project on this chapter. For that thing, we will do everything on Jupyter Notebook. So first let me tell you how to download the Jupyter Notebook. So when the download is going on, just let me tell you a brief about what is machine learning. And also I have prepared the notes. If you want, you can also copy that. So machine learning is making the computer learn from studying data and statistics. So what is the meaning of this? Machine learning is basically a thing between where the machine learns from the human previous data and then it predicts some output for future. And machine learning is a step into the direction of artificial intelligence. As I was saying, it's about the machine. Machine learning is a program that analyzes data and learns to predict the output. So here is the diagram how the machine learning is work. Ordinary machine with artificial intelligence, and then machine learning learns, predicts and improves. And the most important thing is it improves from its previous experience. And after that, here we work with different kind of data types. Depending on the different type of data types, we have to design different kinds of machine. Here we can split the data types into three main categories, which are numerical, categorical and ordinal. Numerical, as the name suggests, data are numbers and can be split into two numerical categories. One is discrete data, numbers that are limited to integers. Example, the number of cars passing by, because we cannot divide the number of cars or divide the number of human beings. And the next one is continuous data, numbers that are of infinite value and most precisely those have decimal points. The price of an item or the size of an item, those are in float value. And then categorical data. Categorical data are values that cannot be measured up against each other. Example, a color value or any yes or no values, then male or female. In machine learning, what we do is we change the categorical data into numerical data. If there is a possibility of yes or no, either it will be rain or it will not, then we will do the raining part yes as 1 and it will not rain as 0, and vice versa as well. Ordinal data are categorical data but can be measured up against each other. For example, school grades where A is better than B and so on. So ordinal data, you can say ordinal data is also part of a categorical data as well. Again, it will take some time. So, and it's a good practice to keep all of your projects and all of the chapters in a new folder. Naming the same, here I am naming the folder as machine learning, where we will keep all the codes and everything, the projects and everything in this folder for easy future access. Okay, so it's still installing. Okay, so let's move to the next slide. As I was saying that depending on the type of the data, there are different types of machine learning, which is supervised learning, unsupervised learning and reinforcement learning. The main three categories also divided into something, and here it is with example as well. Okay, so The supervised learning can be classified into two types, which is classification and regression. Unsupervised learning is also classified into two types, dimensionality reduction and clustering. Reinforcement learning is gaming, finance sector. Those are the use of reinforcement learning. Somehow. Okay, so here as well you can see the uses of supervised learning, which are classification is fraud detection, email spam detection, diagnosis, image classification, risk assessment, score prediction. So we will check that later. So let's move on to the supervised learning. Supervised learning is a type of machine learning method in which we provide sample level data to the machine learning system in order to train it, and on the basis it predicts the output. What it say basically, here we create a model that takes the previous data, gain experience from that, and also predicts the output. So here we classify the data into two types, which is the training set and which is the testing set. For the training set, the training set data, we give the data to the computer to train himself or it to train itself, and then we check the output for that. As well, it's written, the system creates a model using labeled data to understand the data sets and learn about each data. Once the training and processing are done, then we test the model by providing a sample data to check whether it is predicting the exact output or not. The goal of supervised learning is to map input data with the output data. And here is the most important thing. Here we have to check the accuracy of the machine. So it's all like probabilistic thing. Most probably we'll never get 100% accurate result because it is predicting something. So we have to check which algorithm gives us the kind of accurate, kind of like 94-96% accuracy rate, or even out if check with the other algorithms which algorithm fits the best to the data. And that in machine learning, that doesn't mean that you have to use one simple algorithm and it will be the best. You have to check again and again. In the try and error method is the most important thing in machine learning. You don't know where your data fits the most. You have to check again and again and again. So types of supervised learning, as I was saying, there are two types of supervised learning. One is regression and one is classification. So let's know about the types. Regression algorithms are used if there is a relationship between the input variable and the output variable. It is used for the prediction of continuous variables such as weather forecasting, market trends, etc. So what is the continuous variables? Here we have written about the continuous variables that predicts the price of an item or size of an item. Suppose there is a program that in the last 30 days the weather is this and this, there that person humidity, that person weather temperature is that, and I was asking for the 31st day of the month to predict. So it can be predicted using the regression algorithms, and some of the regression algorithms are linear regression, polynomial regression, non-linear regression, Bayesian linear regression. And there comes the classification. In a very easy way, it will give you the result either in 0 or 1 form. 0 means yes and 1 means no, or vice versa, like this, or like it will be male or female, like two or three types of answer. So classification algorithms are used when the output variable is categorical, which means there are two classes such as yes, no, male, female, true, false, etc. And the number of algorithms used in classifications are random forest, decision trees, logistic regression, support vector machines, and we will do project on that also. Then comes unsupervised learning. Unsupervised learning is a type of machine learning in which models are trained using unlabeled dataset and are allowed to act on the data without any supervision. So, what is going through this machine learning? Supervised learning is the basic form of machine learning where we give the data to the computer from where it can learn. But in unsupervised learning, the computer detects it itself, and there are several algorithms which are listed down below. K means clustering, KNN, which is K nearest neighbors, hierarchical clustering, anomaly detection, neural networks, and there are many more algorithms which you can use in unsupervised learning. Now, where should we use unsupervised learning? Suppose we have a set of image of different kinds of animals, and we don't know which animal is which. So it will classify it into different groups of animals. Suppose dogs will be in one group, cats will be in one group based on their some specifications or attributes. Types of unsupervised learnings, which are clustering. Clustering is a method of grouping the objects into clusters, such as object with the most similarities remain into a group and has less or no similarities with the objects of another group. Which is identification of cancer cells. There are different types of cancer cells which we must be identified to recognize if there is in which stage the cancer is, like that. And the second part is association. An association rule is an unsupervised learning method which is used for finding the relationship between variables in the large database. It determines the set of items that occurs together in the dataset. Association rule makes marketing strategy more effective, which is market basket analysis. And if I want to say it in more easier way, that we have checked Flipkart, Amazon, Netflix, that kind of site, and what we see there, if suppose I'm searching for a specific product, then the similar product has come to our list, that recommended for you, that list. So that things happen by using types of unsupervised learning, and which is most probably association. Suppose I am buying this product, so that based on the machine's previous experience, the machine predicts that you may like that movie or you may need that product. So that's all for the introduction to machine learning. And for the next thing, we will learn about different libraries which will be needed to implement the machine learning as code. That's all for today, and then the class will be end with the installation of that thing. Finish. It's not needed. Okay, that's fine. It has been installed. Now we are doing it through Jupyter Notebook. Desktop. Where is our machine learning? There we will create a new Python 3 notebook where we implement the code. Here also we can change the name. Suppose I am changing the name as basics. For the project we will do separate notebook. So for it, basics, rename, and here we will run our first code.